Dr. King once said that the function of education is to teach one to think intensively and to think critically. Intelligence plus character, now that is the goal of true education. So today it is my honor, and I am so humbled to introduce this next recipient. What makes this a little bit nervous for me is that this individual prefers to serve under the radar. She never wants any acknowledgement for what she does. So today it is my honor to highlight a true public servant, a leader with a heart for humanity, particularly the children and families of Harrisburg and her fellow educational colleagues. She unapologetically aligns her faith with her vocation and her life's purpose and her passion, and with what many of us believe is her calling in life. For more than 30 years, Ms. White has been educating children right here in the heart of Harrisburg. She's been educating and uplifting and pouring into our youngest learners so that they have a strong foundation to succeed academically when they continue throughout elementary school and middle school and high school and, yes, higher education. She inspires our children to dream dreams that are possible, that are achievable, and that are doable. I sense an amen coming right there. She goes above and beyond the classroom to dynamically impact our region, our city, and our families. Not only does she teach children the 3 R's of reading and writing and arithmetic, but she also, as a public servant, sees to the needs of families. Ms. White spearheaded and collaborated with others to purchase a vehicle for a single mom who didn't have a way to get to work, didn't have a way to visit her children where they were being educated and still are being educated. So under her leadership and her sacrifice of endless and selfless service, this mom has a vehicle. And they also purchased a $500 gas card to put gas in the car so she could not only get to work, but that she could succeed. This mom now has a new job. And because of Ms. White and all those who helped this effort, this mom has been able to keep a roof over her children's head. She's been able to put clothes on their back. She's been able to put food on the table. Yes, in this economy. Aren't you glad to know that there are servants among us like Miss Valerie White? Ms. White, please come forward as our drum major for education. On behalf of the Central Pennsylvania MLK-365 Board and the Harrisburg School District, it is our honor to recognize you here today. And before we continue, Mr. Green, play the video.
Cougar dip Cougar paw. Let's fill up Cougar paws. Raise it down. Are you ready? Get your hands up. We're going to say, what's the first one? Say, play our part. Get your hands. Go. What's the next one? A is to row. W is what? Get your fingers together. Go. Working together. And what's the S stand for? Supporting and bothering others.
Can we give it up for Miss Valerie White? She is a kindergarten educator here in the Harrisburg School District. She's been educating children and laying a strong foundation for over 30 years. So Miss White, we want to present you with this pen so that you can continue to not only write dreams, but live your dreams with purpose and with passion and intentionality. We also want to give you this journal as the drum major for education, that you would continue to not only dream dreams, but that you would write them so that a herald could run with it. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? write the vision and make it plain so that a herald can run with it. And though the vision tarry, wait for it shall come to pass. And our vision here is to see every student in the Harrisburg School District succeed beyond high school graduation. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the drum major for education 2025, Ms. Valerie White from Downey Elementary School. In typical Miss White fashion, I know she's not a lover of the mic. I told you, she's a servant under the radar. Do you want to say anything?
Good morning, everybody. I'm very, very honored to get this award today. It's not just for myself, it's all the teachers in Harrisburg City and across the country and the world that educate students. I just hope every day that I show the love for my past, present, and future students in my classroom, and I love what I do every single day down at Downey Elementary School. Yeah, I just love it. Thank you, everybody.
I wanted to incorporate a lot of young people into the service today. So I'm going to read you a quick bio of the next person who's going to come up. This next person's name is JoJo Mitchell. I'll give it up for JoJo. Let me tell you a little bit about him first before you get too into it. So JoJo is a 7th grader here at Marshall Math Science Academy. He's been playing the drum since he was 4 years old. JoJo also played the snare drum in his high school band as well as for the Harrisburg Cougars Marching Band this past season, being the youngest member of the band. So JoJo's the youngest member in the high school band. He also played at the city's Jazz and Wine Fest last summer. Joe's passion for the drums only grows stronger and stronger as he gets older. Joe is celebrated by his family for his amazing talent and can't wait to see what's in store for him in the future. So everybody, please give a warm welcome for JoJo Mitchell. Come on up, JoJo. And so at this time, what we're gonna do is, we're gonna sing, lift every voice and sing. So all of you guys got to sing. JoJo's going to accompany with the drums. And then after that, we'll jump into the Drum Major for Justice Awards. Here we go.
My name is Floyd Stokes. I'm the founder and director of the American Literacy Corporation. I'll keep this short for the sake of time. And after grading goes on, I'll make note that Olivia's slide is a little bit off because we had to shorten her speech this morning for the sake of time. But the winner of the Martin Luther King Essay Contest for 2025 is Braden Thomas. Can we give him a hand? Braden is a 7th grader at Susquehanna Township Middle School, where the superintendent is Dr. Tamara Willis. Stand up, doctor. Thank you. And just to make things more interesting, Braden's favorite subject is math, though he won the essay contest. His hobbies include playing soccer, spending time with his family, and his dog. Can we say aww? And he's a big part of the esports community. His extracurricular activities include serving as the soccer goalkeeper for Penn FC, playing on the Olympic Development Program, soccer team, running cross country, playing soccer, wrestling. I'm tired, man. And again, just to show us out, he's playing with the Susquehanna Township Middle School Band and Choir. So after he sings his essay, he will be participating in a day of service at his mom work, honoring Dr. King, a day on, not a day off. Can we give Braden a hand?
As young people, there are multiple things we can do to keep Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s dream alive. One of those things is to support and cherish Martin Luther King Day. Some things you can do to support is to do volunteer work, such as giving back to your community's food bank, donating, or getting involved with your local community. Some other things you can do to support MLK Day is to learn about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. You can watch his I Have a Dream speech, learn more about his legacy, or visit a museum. Another thing you could do is educate yourself and others about his speech and his life story. You can learn about the history of the civil rights movement and the ongoing challenges faced by marginalized communities. Another thing you can do to support Martin Luther King Day is to advocate for social change. Some examples of advocating for social change include speaking up against racism, discrimination, and prejudice in your community and workplace, and support policies that promote equality. That is how young people, old people, and everyone can support and cherish Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s dream and keep it alive.
All right, and next we have Miss Olivia Stokes, and I'll just say she's my daughter and my baby. Come on up, Olivia. And I do, again, apologize, but after this, we're going to the Whitaker Center to celebrate a day of reading, and we have our guest author, Barry Wittenstein. He's the author of this book. And one of my friends, Jerry Pinkney, illustrated it. We're going to be giving this book away, and you'll get a chance to meet Barry afterwards. Let's give Olivia another hand, please. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Olivia Stokes. Today, we gather to commemorate a milestone in our nation's history, the 60th anniversary of the Voting Rights Act of 1965. We stand on the shoulders of giants. As we reflect on the tireless efforts of those who propelled this landmark legislation forward, ensuring that the basic right to vote is not just an idea, but a guarantee for all. To fully appreciate this anniversary, let's journey through a timeline of important events. 1865 to 1870, the Reconstruction. The 13th Amendment abolished slavery. The 14th Amendment guaranteed citizenship, and the 15th Amendment banned racial discrimination in voting. Yet, systematic barriers like voting poll taxes, literacy tests, and violence excluded African Americans for nearly a century. 1896, Plessy versus Ferguson. The Supreme Court's ruling upheld segregation under the separate but equal law. 1944, Smith versus Allred. This Supreme Court decision outlawed the practice of excluding African Americans from voting in primary elections. By the 1950s and 1960s, the civil rights movement was gaining momentum. In 1957, Congress passed the Civil Rights Act. This was the first federal civil rights legislation since Reconstruction. It established the Civil Rights Division within the Department of Justice to address voter suppression. 1963, Birmingham Campaign and the March on Washington. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and civil rights leaders brought national attention to the fight for equality. Dr. King's I Have a Dream speech inspired millions to demand justice. One of the most important moments in this timeline journey was the Selma Voting Rights Act of 1965. But first, I will share why it was so important. In 1964, only 2% of African Americans in Selma were registered to vote. This injustice could no longer stand, which led to one of the most pivotal moments in this journey, which was March 7th, 1965, Bloody Sunday. On March 7th, 1965, a day we remember as Bloody Sunday began as a peaceful march that was organized from Selma to Montgomery to demand voting rights and lack of justice for the murder of Jimmy Lee Jackson. Led by John Lewis and Hosea Williams, over 600 marchers began their journey across the Edmund Pettus Bridge. But what they encountered was sheer brutality. State troopers and sheriff deputies attacked these unarmed citizens with tear gas, billy clubs, and whips. The images of this violence shocked the entire nation. The courage and determination of the marchers prompted President Johnson to act. On March 15, 1965, just 8 days after Bloody Sunday, he addressed Congress, proclaiming, "We shall overcome," echoing the anthem of this movement. August 6, 1965, the Voting Rights Act. Signed into law by President Lyndon B. Johnson, the Voting Rights Act outlawed discriminatory voting practices. Within a year, hundreds of thousands of African Americans were registered to vote. States like Mississippi saw African American voter registration soar from 6% in 1964 to nearly 60% by 1968. This led to increased political representation, with the number of Black elected officials rising from about 100 nationwide in 1965 to over 7,200 by 1989. We could not talk about a timeline of events without also honoring the champions of justice, the trailblazers who risked and often gave their lives for this cause. Heroes like Martin Luther King Jr. and John Lewis, who endured brutal beatings but remained steadfast in their commitment to justice. Fannie Lou Hamer, who fought tirelessly for voting rights despite relentless intimidation. Civil rights activists and heroes James Chaney, Andrew Goodman, and Michael Schwerner were murdered by local members of the Ku Klux Klan as they were trying to register Blacks to vote in Mississippi. Let us honor the legacy of the Voting Rights Act by continuing to fight for equality, justice, and the power of having your voice heard. Let us ensure that every voter has equal access to the ballot regardless of race, zip code, or income. And let us never forget the sacrifices of those who came before us, the shoulders of giants for which we stand today.
All right, so it's my pleasure now to introduce the Drum Major for Justice Awards. And so every year we ask for nominations of people in the community that have done some outstanding work. In the past couple of years, we've actually recognized mostly adults, so adults in the community that has been doing work in the community for social action, for justice. But this year we wanted to switch up things a bit, and we wanted to take some time and recognize some young people in our community, which is why this day of service is special to us. So the first person that we're going to talk about today is Jasmine Echeverria. Give her a round of applause. So Jasmine is not only an exemplary student in her academic pursuits, but she also is a community leader whose dedication to service and passion for justice align closely with Dr. King's vision. Her achievements and kindness distinguish her as one of the most remarkable students that I know since we've been doing this Drum Major for Justice Award. Academically, Jasmine has shown extraordinary commitment to learning. She's a standout student in her AP Government class and is now excelling in AP Economics, a course renowned for its rigor at their school. No, it's not you? AP Economics is one of the most challenging classes, but Jasmine consistently performs at the highest level, demonstrating her keen understanding of complex concepts. Beyond academics, Jasmine is actively contributing to her school community and broader society. As an associate justice in the Pennsylvania Youth and Government Program, she recently served on the Supreme Court, a role that requires sophisticated understanding of legal principles. Jasmine has done a lot. If you guys want to get a little bit of time to read her bio, she's done a lot. She's an amazing student, and for her remarkable accomplishments, we wanted to give her a couple of things. So the first gift is a pen, and this pen says 2025 MLK Day of Service, Drum Major for Justice. And the other thing to go along with the pen is that we have this book. And so we believe when we're talking about committee gifts that we want to give you something that you can use. And so for all your high academic performances and achievements, we wanted to give you a book that you can write down your goals, your dreams, your wishes, and then hopefully you'll look in this book, you'll look back at this day and say, hey, look what I was able to accomplish as a Drum Major for Justice, as a young person. We appreciate what you do, and good luck and congratulations.
Good morning. My name is Chad Fry, and I have the pleasure of serving on the MLK-365 board. And Helen and I are here to recognize a very special person. His name is Joshua Ponte. Josh, would you come forward? Woo! So Josh is a junior at Steelton Spire High School. He's a part of the neighboring academy. Yes, Steelton? Rollers in the house. He's a part of the neighboring academy, which is trying to create a pathway to home ownership for high school students. Josh has been working in community service projects. Currently, he is at UPMC West Shore as part of his day. Monday through Friday, he's volunteering. Josh is an athlete, a wonderful leader of his peers, and he's not alone. There are like cohorts of friends around him, but it is a real privilege for Helen and I to recognize him. Thanks, Josh, for your leadership.
All right, my name is Takia Colston Crow, and I am a first-year member of the Central PA MLK-365 Board of Directors. And it is my profound honor to present the 2025 Drum Major Award to a man whose life and work beautifully reflect the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King, Mr. Oswald Anderson. Mr. Anderson has dedicated over 23 years of service to the Susquehanna Township School District, transforming significant financial challenges into opportunities for growth and equity. Through his unwavering commitment to the well-being of learners and staff, he has ensured that one of the most underfunded yet diverse districts in Dauphin County thrives. His leadership has delivered stability, critical improvements, and a brighter future for generations to come. What sets Mr. Anderson apart is not just his integrity or resilience in the face of adversity, but also the love and compassion that drives his actions. Please join me in celebrating his incredible accomplishments.
Once they get the knee replacement, I'm going to dance to that. I'm going to call to the podium and to the platform Rabbi Ariana Kaptauber. She is my rabbi. I go to see her every Sunday. Show her some love, please. Come on, you can do better than that. You can do better than that. Thank you so much. I'm share a few words about Rabbi Ariana. She's not only a mother and a fantastic wife, but she is also the mother of 2 children, 2 boys. And they run, while she's giving the sermon in the Bia, in the podium, they go in and out. I said, if this was a Baptist church, they all would get beat. A black Baptist church for certainty. I love the fact that there's that kind of freedom. But she has done so much in such a short period of time. She's opened up not only the services in terms of what's being done. There's clapping going on sometimes in these, which is rarity for. And what I love about her is preaching and teaching. I never knew it, but rabbis sing all through the service. You know, I didn't know that before. She's opened up the doors, and her prayers are for the Palestinians, it's for the Jews. She is fiercely against anything anti-Semitic, but she is fiercely for everyone. She's a person who's stands up for blacks, she stands up for. She made a difference when we were going to the county and seeking $5 million to be allocated to black and brown businesses. I asked her to make a call to the county commissioners, and she did. She made a difference. She didn't have to do that. She's also connected with the Muslim community, created a sisterhood, there's dinners, there's all kinds of things that she's engaged in. She truly represents what it means to be a drum major for justice and for peace and for harmony. So would you please show some love as she gives a few words?
Thank you, folks, and you'll forgive me if I'll just say a couple words. You can't stop a rabbi from speaking, I guess that's how it goes. I just wanted to mention I'm wearing today this shirt that says, "Women who behave rarely make history." It's from the Rosa Parks. From the Rosa Parks Museum in Montgomery, Alabama. I visited there when I was a teenager. We did a trip, a group together called Operation Understanding with Black and Jewish teenagers who traveled through the South learning about our people's joint activism during the Civil Rights Movement. And in that journey, I learned so much about the trouble, the good trouble, as Representative John Lewis said, that African Americans and also many Jewish people made during that time, doing the freedom rides, riding where they weren't supposed to, weren't accepted in integrated buses, to starting the NAACP. And that's a really cherished history for me, and I know for the whole Jewish community. I know there have been moments, including our present one, where those relationships have been frayed by political differences, but I know that right now the Jewish community, Bethel Temple where I'm the rabbi, and many other temples really just cherish so much our relationships with Reverend Harris, with Senator Patty Kim, with Floyd Stokes, with so many other folks who are here and not here today to pursue justice, because we know, just as the civil rights activists did back in their day, that Judaism doesn't just call on us to worship, that God tells us through the prophets that our worship really means nothing if we don't do justice, if we don't pursue peace. And so we're here as well to stand up as we inaugurate today the era that will come. We are here to make trouble, good trouble, alongside you, and to stand up for the rights of LGBTQ people, of immigrants, of people of color, of women, anyone who is facing any kind of injustice. The Jewish community is here to stand up for those rights, and we're proud of it. So thank you so much, Reverend Harris, and everyone that we've worked with to bring us this award.